Hi everyone, my name's Hemingway Jones and welcome to the channel. This is a place where we discuss fountain pens, inks, journaling, and some random items too. Now today, we're going to speak about a very special fountain pen. This is the classic Revolve in red from YStudio. So, let's get into it. So YStudios is a Taiwanese-based pen company. It was founded by Yi and Yanko, and they're both designers, and that shows certainly in this pen. It has a lot of really interesting features, and some of which usually would go against what I like or would want in a pen. Nevertheless, it somehow works here. Let's get into the basic design of this pen. It is a hexagonal shaped pen with red paint over a brass base. Now the edges where each facet comes to a point is left bare so that brass shines through, almost like a strip of gold. The cap fits very tightly and has a bit of a seam where inside you can see the round bit of the grip. Now that cap has a very satisfying click. And it reveals beneath a gold grip with a gold toned nib that's a bit on the soft side. And it's very comfortable to hold and very comfortable to use, but there are a few caveats here. First of all, from you guys who've been watching me from the beginning, you know that I often tend to like things that sort of contradict things that I've stated that I like. And this pen is no different. So one of the things that nearly every pen I own has to do is post. I love to post pens. I don't like to set caps down. I'm afraid I'm going to lose them. I just don't like when the cap doesn't form a cohesive whole with the rest of the pen. Now, where's the contradiction? This pen does not post. There's no way to get this pen to post. You'd have to duct tape it together to get it to post. And normally that would be an instant disqualifier. And in this case, it's not. The pen has a certain elegance. It's weighty in your hand, even without the cap on it. Now there's a little ridge at the end of the grip that sort of tells you to stop going any further with your fingers. So it's easy to cradle this pen while you write with it. And the nib is very responsive, very soft, and this is a fine nib. That's another thing I normally don't like in pens, but it's a very nice, well-flowing, expressive fine nib. And I think across your entire collection of pens, you should have a broad expression of each nib. There are times when you need a fine nib for taking notes, or just in some case where you're writing on the run and you might want to close your book very quickly and put a little less ink down. So fine nibs definitely have their place. I even have some extra fine nibs, but those were given to me to do TikTok content, and between you and me, they weren't very nice, but that's a different story for another day. This fine nib is very nice and I enjoy using it. It has the kind of performance that would be similar to a TWSBI fine nib, that kind of wet fine. Something about the gold that just makes it feel a little bit more elegant and fun to use. If you're someone like me who likes to watch yourself craft your words, it's nice to see the light reflecting off a gold colored nib. So these are Schmidt nibs from Germany. So if you have experience with writing with them, you know exactly what kind of nib this is. And it is gold colored and not actually gold. So if you hear me say gold, what I mean to say is gold colored. And another thing that goes against what I normally like, these nibs only come in medium and fine. So I'm pretty much a stub guy. I prefer stubs over all other nibs. And any pen that I'm buying for myself typically is going to have a nib that I don't use as often. I just ordered a pen with a cursive smooth italic nib because I don't have one. My wife has one, but I don't, and I wanted to have that experience. The converter inside, and I don't prefer converters either, but this does have one. The converter is by Schmidt, and it's very nice. It has the same brass and everything else, so very heavy duty. So that $170, $160, I've seen them $140, whatever they cost at the time of you going out to see it after this video. It goes pretty far with this pen. For one thing, the brass base is really nice and it gives it some nice heft. And the design of it is exquisite. And the writing experience with a German Schmidt nib and a German converter is very nice as well. And the last thing I'll say is that it's really interesting how they finish this pen. So it has the red paint over the brass, and it comes with a bit of sandpaper in the box when you first get the pen. So they encourage you to customize it. If you want to put swirls on it and rub away some of that red paint and reveal the brass underneath, you certainly can. Or you can simply use it and allow it to age naturally. That's what I've been doing. I got a bit of patina here on the grip, but for the most part, I'm just letting it do its thing, letting it scratch wherever I happen to let it rest. But if you want to customize your pen, scratch a bit off here, there, you can do whatever you like. You have that flexibility. So if you're somebody who collects pens and likes to have a lot of different types, I think this fits well into your collection. It's an elegant writing experience. In the prose writing, it's excellent. The materials are top-notch, the brass, the finish, the Schmidt nib, the converter. On the negatives, it only comes in medium and fine. I think that's kind of a big deal if you're someone like me who would prefer a broad or a stub. It also doesn't post, so that's something to consider too. Setting all that aside, the YStudio Classic Revolve pen is a very interesting, well-engineered, beautiful writing instrument, and I recommend it. If you've enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. I'm trying to grow this channel, so anything you can do helps. Thanks.